What's up, guys? Happy Friday. It's October 28th. It's 1:05 p.m. And this is going to be the crypto market update. So we're going to start off with the U.S. government bonds 10-year yield, and we're on the 12-hour chart. And you can see that we've been tracking this 12-hour EMA ribbon for a while now. I mean, ever since like August, we flipped it bullish and we maintained above it. But now we're getting very, very close to flipping it bearish. We just need to break the 50 moving average right here. So that's around 3.9%. If we can get below this, come back up, get rejected, it's likely we're going to retest the 200 moving average coming right here. And that would put us back down around like 3.6% to 3.5%. We can take the Fibonacci retracement, grab it from here to the top, pull it down. And yeah, we could come to 3.72%. Right here, that's the 786 Fibonacci retracement. And then right here would be the 3.57%, be like the same similar bottom right there. And this may take some time. So that gives enough time for this moving average to come up like that. And then at this point, it's like, all right, what's the move? What is it going to do? Because if we go to the daily chart, you can see that this 50 moving average is coming up as well too. So 3.725% is likely, all right, we come down to that, but we could easily get supported by the 200-day the 50-day moving average right here. So if we break that point, then it's likely we'll come down to retest the 3.57%. And then ultimately, if we break that low right here, then we're going to come down to test 3.18% right here. And that'll give this enough time to come up the 200-day moving average. And then at that point, we're going to have to see how it's reacting to those levels. So now if we go to the dollar, we can see we're on the daily chart. And ever since like June of last year, we flipped this bullish and we've been holding a support. You can see that this whole time support. Now we're below it. We're in the lower kind of realms of it. So what I want to see is us get rejected, not get back above like 111.62. Because if we get back above the EMA ribbon, hold that support, then all right, we could start to gear up again. But if we don't, and we keep getting pushed down here, then it's likely we're going to come down to test the 200-day moving average. And at that point, it could be around like 107, 108, right in line with these lows right here. So let's actually pull out this Fibonacci from here up to here. And yeah, so we want to break 109.13 and then we would come down to like 107.6. Then if we broke that, we'd be coming down to 103.41, which is like a huge drop. I mean, that will send crypto straight out of here. So let's look at how on the daily chart, this TSI is reacting. Very similar to each kind of move here. You can see if I actually grab this bars pattern, I grab from here to here and I stretch it out like this, you can see the same similar kind of movements. So like it's just constantly repeating itself. And like this is the critical point where, and you can even see it, that, all right, we've already had a run up, come back down, up again, consolidated back down to this point. And now like this would be the point that if we're going to keep rallying in the dollar, we would start now. And then we would do this same similar thing here where it's like that, and we would keep rising here. So critical moment, we need to see the dollar break down and continue this downtrend. How I think we're going to get that is if this TSI crosses below the zero line right here, you can see that like we maintained above it this whole like time here. Sometimes we've poked our head through, but for the most part, we've been holding this positive territory in the TSI. Besides this point, we almost broke down, but we reclaimed it, held that support. And you can see this same wave pattern that's coming here. So as we're approaching this line, we're entering another wave up pattern, but this could be the point where actually things flip. And if we break down through here, then it will be the beginning of like a downtrend, because if we break this point, the EMA ribbon is going to cross bearish, and that hasn't happened. We haven't seen the EMA ribbon red since June of 2021. So that's what we're banking on. That's what we need to see for cryptos to really start to rally here. I believe that they're gonna. I believe the dollar is showing a lot of weakness, and we've already seen on the 3-day chart 1, 2, 3 sell signals, the power of three, the three of the three is usually the third time that happens. All right, now we're going to change trend. Just like how we had 1, 2, 3 buy signals before changing trend to the upside when we were going down here, right? So the third one usually signals the shift of the trend. Now that we had the third sell, all right, now it's starting to look like we could do something like this. That's what we need to see. So now let's go to the NASDAQ 100. We're on the 4-hour chart. This is looking good. We're getting above the moving averages here. We've already closed the last 4-hour candle like 12 minutes ago above the 200 moving average. We need to see follow through. If I take this high, stretch it down to this low right here, we are close to the 786 retracement. So like this would be the point that, hey, if the dollar starts to go back up, bond yields start to go back up, it's likely that we get rejected by the 786, pull back down. But if we can see the dollar still start to fall here, the bond yields stay stable or start to fall, it's likely that the NASDAQ will break through the 786, and then we'd retest this high right here. And if we can break through that, we'll head up to 12,214. And if I zoom out a little bit to see kind of where that would place us, first of all, on the 12-hour chart, we're getting back above the EMA ribbon. This closes in 3 hours, 47 minutes. We're seeing the MACD wanted to flip bearish, but now we're having a big green like a push up right here. Stock RSI is stopping in its tracks to curl back up like that. That's what we want to see. And the RSI is above the 50 line, which is good. So, and the pink's above the blue, which signals that, all right, we're getting into a change of the trend. You can see when the pink was above the blue here, that's when we went on this mini uptrend. And then the blue got above here. And now we went into a mini downtrend. Pink got above, tiny bit uptrend, but then blue got above and it's been maintaining. So that's why we've been going down. But now the pink's getting above. So if we can start to rally here still, then the pink will maintain above. And if that's the case, then we're going to keep going up in the stock market. I'm going to go out to the weekly chart real quick so we can get a gauge at where we're at, because we're reclaiming or getting close to reclaiming the 200-week moving average. That's very, very good. We need to see that happen. We touched the 200-week moving average in the COVID crash. We got close to it back here. The crash like 2018, December. And yeah, so right now we're trying to reclaim it. This is all good. We want to see that happen. We don't want to break back down below, get rejected by the 200-week moving average. It'll be a disaster. So this is good news. If we're looking at the monthly chart, closes in 3 days. We're holding the 50 moving average at support so far. Very good. So what we like to see. And we're seeing, look at all that selling pressure here. If we can curl back up and still maintain at where we're at, boy, like we could be in for a huge run. Yeah, that's the key level where we're at right now. So if we can take out this downwards trend, right? Now, if I go to like a weekly chart, you can see it clearly. We can take this downward trend out, reclaim the 50-week moving average. See you later. And now we got the weekly stock RSI. It's looking like it wants to cross up. TSI as well too, MACD. And we have some hidden bullish divergence because we're seeing that. Let me hide this. We're seeing in the TSI a low, high, higher low. And then in the price action, we saw a low, high, and a lower low. So the indicators down here are signaling a shift of trend. And now we just need to see the price action catch up to that. So that's looking all good. And now let's go to the total crypto market cap. And we're on the 10-day chart. This is a high time frame. And you can see we have the 10-day buy warning. So first off, like 10 days sell now, like the vertical yellow line, hit it to a T. It was the absolute top of the market, around like 2.54 trillion. We did go a little higher, but like if we're really thinking about it, this was the actual top. If we looked at the on-chain indicators, everything else, like this was the top. This was like a little deviation. Maybe we should have came back up here and then pulled back down, did something like this and how we got to this bottom. But instead we flipped and went up. So people still believed that everything was bullish, and then we really caught up to where we were supposed to be. So yeah, so like the 10-day chart really called it there. And now we had a 10-day buy warning. We're just waiting for the 10-day buy now. This candle closes in 9 days. And what we want to see is we want to see the stock RSI cross up. Check. We got that crossed up and we're through the 50 line. Beautiful. Then we want to see the TSI cross close, extremely close. Look at the last time we crossed at these same levels. So like here was the bear market bottom 2018 to 2019. You can stretch this across, same kind of level. And then when we got the 10-day cross up, bam, we went on our rally. Now we're super close on the next 10 days again, another cross up. I believe, bam, we're going to go on another rally to close out the year. And that will give us the 10-day buy now signal, which is the vertical blue line. So we're still waiting on that. But like you can see the 10-day buy now vertical blue line came in right before we just went. And that's what we're waiting on for right now. We got the MACD flip green. We got the stock RSI crossed up through the 50 line. We're starting to see the blue trying to cross down. We need to see the pink definitely get above, but I feel like that would just be a sharp rise. And then the TSI just needs to cross. So we're like 10 days away from that happening if we can maintain where we're at or even head higher. So things are looking really good in the next couple of weeks here if we're really zooming out. And then you can look at on the 10-day time frame, like we're holding this 200-day moving average to a T, holding that support right now. Yeah, you can see it. We haven't had a body of the candle close below it. You can see all the bodies are holding this 200-day moving average or 200 moving average. And yeah, and now we're having a nice kind of bounce out of here. You can even see that we take this, we're starting to break out. We're starting to break out. So we just want to be vigilant that it's not just like, all right, not one of these where it's like, oh, we broke out. And then we have a 10-day candle that's nice. And then the following candle just kind of goes back down. So like, I would expect that we come and probably get over $1 trillion soon in the next 10 days. But at that point, mid-November, we need to see follow through like that. If we come back down like that, that would be a nice solid retest. But like, it just pushes out our timeline as far as this kind of coming. I fully believe this is coming. Yeah. So now let's look at the Bitcoin chart and look at it at a different lens. We're on the 5-day chart. You can see this horizontal purple line was the top of the market back in 2017. And then we breached that level like December 2020. And now we've come back down to it to hold it as support, like very nicely, like solid base right now. And it's like Bitcoin's at 20,728. We said we needed to get above 20K. We said we needed to get above 20,000, like 500 it was. And now we're there. And now it's looking like we're going to have some follow through. So yeah, critical, like the market structure, we're holding great support right now. We need follow through to take out these highs, local highs over here. Bam, bam. We can get above there, come back down, make a higher low, then we're well on our way. But as far as everything else here, so as far as market structure, check, it's looking good. We came back down, retest all-time highs here. It's never happened before, but we're in a different type of market now. And now we got, if we're looking at actually just like and I'm going to hide this, we're just looking at the moving averages here. On the 5-day chart, we have the 50 moving average, 200-day moving average, and then we have the red dots, which signal like price has gone extreme to the upside. And then we have the green dots. That means prices have gone extreme to the downside. Usually great time to sell, great time to buy, great time to sell, great times to buy, the green. So what we're looking at is that this is stretching all the way back to like say 2013. We have our red dots up here. And then as soon as we cross down below the green, we don't have any dots. This is like our neutral zone. And then we have our death cross right at our bottom. We have a couple green in here. And then we get back above the green moving average, 50 moving average. And then there's this kind of neutral pattern right here, just like the neutral pattern right here. And then we finally have our golden cross. And then we get above, and then we go on our bull rally. Then same thing. So like now we have our neutral pattern here where we're like kind of stuck in here. And then we had our death cross right here. We didn't get any green because we were still, I believe, yeah, we had our death cross, but we had already gotten above. So there wasn't green that came in at all. But this was our golden cross here, but it was all just too quick. So then we actually corrected back down in price, but we still had the green above the 50. So we're still with the red dots here. We saw the red dots. And so like we're acting very similar back to 2015 because we have green dots here, just like we had green dots here at the same time that we had the death cross, like right after. And then you can see the death cross right here. So death cross, green dots, death cross, green dots. And then if we turn back on the chart, we can see that was like in the middle, like kind of a little more than halfway through our bear market bottom. Like we're really just kind of working ourselves out in this zone, building a base. So what I think is going to happen, we'll come back up here. And then I don't want to see, actually, I wouldn't mind seeing that because like that just gives us a chance to sell a little bit out right here and then expect it to pull back down, buy back in, everybody be scared. Then we can really send it on out of there. But if it doesn't do that, I'm fine with that too. But that's what I'm expecting. Very similar kind of action that's going on with these dots, with the death crosses, with the golden crosses. Yeah, so if we projected from death cross to golden cross, it's like close to a year. So like death cross to golden cross, like close to a year, September 23rd, 2023. I don't believe though it's going to take that long to get like us rallying up here again. There's too many narratives, events, things launching, like technological adoption that's happening where I don't believe it's going to take this long. Keep in mind, I mean, similar things kind of happened at this time. I believe this is when Mt. Gox, the biggest crypto exchange, went bust. And you know what happened here? A lot of things went bust. So maybe it does take a little time for it to play out and for us to build back steam again. But I'm not sold on it yet, but we'll have to see. Keep in mind though, I don't care how long it takes. If they want to give us some more time to scoop up XRP and all these other coins, so be it. I'm not worried about that. So all I know is that very eerily similar to this point down here, this was the bottom as well too down here. And then we're getting that same thing right here. So as far as the bottom being in, I still believe that to be the case. And I feel like this zone is just going to be chop. It's going to be a lot of chop until we have some key indicators, some key moving averages cross up, and then we can send it out on our way. So now let's go to Bitcoin in the kind of short-term 12-hour chart. So we have not crossed above all moving averages on the 12-hour chart since March of 2022. So this year in March. And then we had like the Luna debacle during this phase. So like by us getting above 21,300, we'll reclaim all the moving averages. I want to see it hold as support and then us to make another higher high than that point. Cause now these moving averages will start to curl up and act as a nice support for us. You know, like it'll go up like this, nice support until it's broken. And then the EMA ribbon flips bearish again. And then we know, all right, we're going back into a downtrend until we can flip them back up again. But this is a good sign. We haven't seen this since March. Now we're sitting in October. It's been like 7 months. We're getting close. Even these rallies up here didn't get above all the moving averages, but we have a good shot right now since all of them are very squeezed close together. So we can look at the stock RSI and it's looking like it's crossing down, but we have the MACD and the TSI. It was starting to cross down, but we kind of saved ourselves today with this kind of pump up and it looks like it's got some more juice left in it. We see the pinks above the blue, which means we're in a bull trend and we held support on the 50 line. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Let's go to the daily chart real quick. And we can see that we've been building up momentum, these green bars rising. We're seeing the TSI cross through the middle line, the 50, the zero line going into positive territory. The stock RSI is up here. It's crossed down a little bit, but if we can keep rallying today, it'll cross back up. I just want to see it stay in the zone. And then this is a good sign, the TSI crossing up vertical with above the zero line and the RSI is above the 50. And it's actually kind of getting above some of these highs back over here. So we've had this area of resistance in the RSI on the daily where rejected, got above, but that was the fake out, rejected back down, rejected across the 50 line. So we're in a strong downtrend. But then when we get above the 50 line, we found rejection there, but we're holding support here. We actually fell through. So we went back down into this downtrend. We came back up, got rejected here. And now we're seeing that there's a trend line like this. So I would say maybe this it actually looks similar to the pattern back like of the bear market bottom 2018. like back over here. Yeah, very similar. So what I believe is on the daily chart, we're seeing the EMA ribbon starting to flip bullish. We haven't seen that since this time period as well too. So there's some good signs. I want to see us actually break through that 62 area in the RSI, hold above it as support, because when we do, we're in a nice uptrend. And then I don't want to see us break down the 50 line. If we break down the 50 line, then that's where we start to go into a downtrend. So we got the tools that we need to know the direction of the market. So we just got to watch them. So Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum. We're on the 12-hour chart and we're seeing that we're above all the moving averages right now. We're seeing that the TSI is up at a level where it's kind of found some resistance. So we definitely need to watch that. Let's go to the daily chart. And let's actually look at the Fibonacci. So I'm grabbing this top, this bottom, stretch it out, zoom in a bit. We found a rejection at the 618 golden ratio. Now I'd assume we're at the 618 on this move from this top to this bottom. So yeah, it's looking like we actually are above the 618. We're finding rejection at the 702. Ultimately, we want to get above 1,650, hold that as support. But I want to see on the daily chart really us get above these moving averages right here, and that will take out this top over here. And that's sitting around 1,800. If we can get above 1,800, hold that support, I believe we'll likely take out this 2,000 level and head up to like 2,200, 2,400. And then now we're really starting to change structure. Now that's taken out this. We have like Adam and Eve bottom type of thing. And then bam, we could really just shoot up here. There's a lot of positive like fundamental developments with Ethereum. So yeah, we're watching that. That's all good. We're seeing the MACD rising, TSI rising, and then the RSI is at a level that we did find rejection points at. So let's actually zoom even farther out a little bit and see if any of these indicators are in the overbought zone. And no, they're just gearing up. They just started to gear up. And on the 3-day chart, we just got above the 50 moving average, and now we have a candle that's above it. And now we just want to see in the next couple of days here, this candle maintain above it and not break back down below it, because that is bullish. We haven't seen candle body close on the 3-day chart above the 50 moving average since back here in like December of 2021. Here we had a fake out where we tried to get above, rejected, got rejected at it right here, rejected right here. We broke through it here, and now it's looking like we're seeing some follow through. You see the stock RSI going vertical. There's still momentum. Yeah, might be the start of a nice rally. So let's go to XRP, and we've gotten the 12-hour buy now. So like we had our 12-hour buys right here. So 12-hour buy now. Then we had our long exit right at the top with a short entry put in. And then it says short exit, long entry. So we got another 12-hour long entry. And now it looks like we're starting to gear up right now. And we're starting to push up. I really want to see us, all right, on the 12-hour chart, we're above the EMA ribbon. We need to see follow through with that. But ultimately, I want to see us on the daily chart get back above the 200-day moving average, which is sitting around like 47.5 cents. If we can get above that, hold that support, then we're looking good. And then the stock RSI, get through the 50 line, head vertical, MACD start to curl in. TSI is still maintaining above the 0 line, which is what we want to see. This is good. We need to be above the 0 line to keep going bullish here. Maybe we're in this phase right here where we already had like a nice run, pull back down, and then we scoop up for one more time. This was like March of 2021. Let's see where that was. Ah, look at that. Look at that. That's right before a nice move of like March of 2021. Okay, so let's say it was a nice like 3x, 4x in 30 days. So that could bring us back up to $2, and then at that point, it's like, yo, we're at $2. We've only seen that back here. Likely we would start heading up higher at that point and go into an explosive move with XRP. I think that on the 12-day chart, if we look at that, get an update on that 12-day chart, we are seeing the buy nows came in. We're still maintaining above the 200 moving average as support, and we're still seeing the MACD rising green. We got the TSI cross. Stock RSI still heading vertical. We just need to maintain up there. Ultimately, now all we're waiting for is the RSI to break through this 50 line and the pink line to cross above the blue. And it's likely we're sending it. You can even see it. We're showing a lot of steam right now. Like we're at like 47 cents. I think there's been a move while I've been recording this. Yeah, we're starting to go. Yep. So everything's looking very good. Ultimately, if we get above 47.477, then we could hit 50 cents real quick. But that's a key resistance level that we need to hold support on. If we can hold 50 cents as support, if we're looking at the monthly chart, then that's gold, because the 50 cent mark is, yeah, that would get us like, first of all, a higher body close than this monthly candle back here. We've already retested down with this wick, these this area, this body right over here. So that's looking good. And then if we can close above the 50 cent, then now we're like in the midst of this EMA ribbon, which is good. Then let's go to the 10-day chart. And 10-day chart is holding the 200 moving average as support. So that's around like 45 and a half cents. That's our key support. We need to hold above there to keep rallying hard here. And then ultimately we need to get above 58 cents to 60 cents. And then I believe it's a see you later moment. Yeah, critical level that where we're at right here, the 55 cent to 60 cent level. It's definitely a critical level. I feel like I'm trying to find what chart it was. I think it was the 6-day chart. Yeah, the 6-day chart. Yep. When we get above 55 cents and hold that as support, I believe we're going to rally hard. You can see the 6-day chart. When we're below it, we're in our bear market. When we're above it, we're in a bull market. Yeah. So as far as I'm seeing, things are looking very, very promising. We could be at the verge of this moment right here. There's a lot of things that are showing us that we could be. And there's a lot of narratives, news events, things happening that could very well co-align with a huge price explosion. So that's what we're watching, guys. That's going to be it for the crypto update. And I'll be doing a newsletter today. Hope everyone has a happy Halloween. And I will see you guys in the Discord. If you're not joined in on the Discord yet, go click the link in the bio. You can get access to the Discord. We have our automatic signals for all the cryptos sent right into there real time. So you don't have to wait for these updates to know, oh, did it flash a sell? Did it flash a buy? Go into the Discord so you can get those